Guys, welcome to Audrey's reading area. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area? Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 8 o'clock p.m.
Live, live at 8, you guys. Yes, and here I am on this fun day, Monday. Thanks for joining me here. Yes, please click like, please click share. Please go to YouTube and smash that subscribe button when you get to Audrey's reading area. Yes. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanaa, David III, and Kaden. I love you guys. Miss you guys. Mwah. All right, we're going to just jump right in. Yes, can you see these guys? The old school cartoon. Yes, the Jetsons. I managed to get all of them except for Judy and the dog. Matter of fact, this is a picture of all of them. Minus the robot, but I got the robot. Jetsons on the move. I'm going to read this to you on this fun day, Monday. The Jetsons. Jetsons on the move. It's from Jetsons, the movie. Just jump right in, jump right in. So this book was adapted by Marc Gave, based on a screenplay by Dennis Mark, illustrated with full color photographs from the film. From the film. Yes. Jetsons on the move. So we're going to enjoy this. Full color photographs from the film. 1990 Universal City Studios. Yes. Meet the Jetsons. A typical family of the future, George and Jane and their two children, Judy and Elroy. Astro is the family dog, but not just any dog. Astro can talk. I've really got to get Astro and Judy. If you guys know or have Astro and Judy, please inbox me, DM me. I got to get Astro and Judy. Okay. Astro's the family dog, but not just any dog. Astro can talk. Whenever he gives George a big slurpy kiss, he says, "I love you, George." And then there's Rosie, the Jetsons' robotic maid. That's Rosie right here. Robotic maid. Rosie solves every household problem with a wave of her control rod. Well, I would love to have some robot like that. But even Rosie could not solve the problem of rush hour traffic. One morning, George Jetson found himself stuck in his jet car on the way to work. "Okay," George said, eyeing the traffic. "It's time for the Jetson traffic beater. Inflate a cop." George pushed a button, and immediately a rubber finger popped up and inflated on the seat beside him. Then he pulled a microphone from his dashboard and imitated the sound of a police siren. Cars pulled over and made way for George. Can you believe he did that? Trying to beat the traffic. In just a few minutes, George reached his office at Spacely Sprockets and Spindles. As he did every day, George pushed a large button on his desk, and instantly the computer started humming. George felt very pleased with himself. "This is George Jetson," he said into his intercom. "I'm just reporting to say that whatever it is I do, I just did it again." George picked up a paper airplane and sailed it around the office. Then he put his feet up on his desk and fell asleep. George Jetson. Meanwhile, George's boss, Mr. Spacely, was bragging about the new factory he built in outer space to make sprockets. "My factory is simply out of this world," he boasted. "I have the most incredible assembly line. It takes the rock from underground, removes metal from it, and turns the metal into my wonderful sprockets." Scarcely were the words out of his mouth when a call came from Rudy 2, the robot who helped run the factory. Mr. Spacely, Rudy said, the assembly line is broken down again, and my boss has quit. That makes the fourth one. Oh boy. Here goes the robot that helps him at his job. Let's see. Mr. Spacely paced back and forth. This is Mr. Spacely. What'll I do? He asked himself. I need someone new to run the plant. Someone who's loyal to Spacely Sprockets. Someone who'll work for peanuts. Someone not too bright. And someone who can push a button. Push a button. Spacely put the information into his computer. A picture of George Jetson appeared on his screen. Jetson, bellowed Spacely's voice from George's office wall screen. You, here, now. He's like, you, here, now. In a flash, George was wide awake and whooshing through the huge clear plastic tube that carried people through the planet. That's the tube. Congratulations, Vice President Jetson, Mr. Spacely with a wide said Mr. Spacely with a wide grin. Did you say Vice President? George replied in disbelief. Right, Vice President in charge of the Spacely Sprocket and Spindle Orbiting or Asteroid Manufacturing Plant. Up there? George stammered. How quickly you grasp things, said Spacely. With your family beside you, you'll face a new challenge. Space, the final frontier. When George arrived home that evening, he told everyone the news. And we've got to move tomorrow, he added. Before the Jetsons knew it, they were packed and on their way. Everyone was excited, except Judy, who was upset about having to leave her boyfriend behind. Oh, that's Judy. I need Judy. Soon, the Jetsons flew by the space station that was connected to Spacely's asteroid. The station was like nothing they had ever seen before. In the center, under a huge clear plastic dome, was the Galaxy Galleria. It was a place where people met. A town square and a shopping mall rolled into one with spectacular holographic scenery. Interesting, huh? From the Galleria, transparent tubes stretched far away like spokes of a wheel. On the end of every spoke hung a clear globe. Each globe was a suburb where people, robots, and space creatures lived and worked. Interesting. The Jetsons' new apartment in the intergalactic garden estates was very much like their old one, except it was completely empty. Then Rosie clicked her control rod. Lights came on. Furniture sprang out from the walls. A kitchen rose up, and out of the oven came a freshly baked cake on which was written, "Welcome, Jetsons." That's Rosie. Welcome, Jetsons. That afternoon, Elroy went out to explore the neighborhood. At dinner time, he returned with 3 furry blue creatures. These guys, huh? I'm Bertie Furbelow, said the biggest creature. Meet my wife, Gertie, and our daughter, Fergie. So there's Bertie, Gertie, and Fergie. Okay, we're your next door neighbors. The Jetsons thought the Furbelows were a little strange, but they enjoyed meeting their new neighbors, and they were looking forward to many wonderful times in their new home. Okay. The next day, everybody gathered at the plant. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, George announced proudly. He pushed the button. He pushed the button, and the sprocket making machinery started up. Everything went well for a little while. Suddenly there was a loud crash. Sprockets started to fly up the assembly line. Everyone ran for cover. Mrs. Spacely, who was watching on the screen, was furious. There was nothing George could do except shut down the plant. Uh-oh. Look at that. There was nothing he can do except shut down that plant. That evening, Rudy, too, the plant foreman, came to George's apartment and spoke frankly. George, since the plant opened, there's been an unusual number of glitches. I thought we'd clear them all up, but they keep happening. It may be safer for you to leave. And lose my chance to be a vice president? No way, George told him. George Jetson doesn't run away from a glitch. We just need to make a few repairs tomorrow. Then the magic Jetson finger will show what it can do. That's the robot talking to George. His little fingers. So let's see what happens. But the next morning, the assembly line went haywire again. When George tried to see what was wrong, he got caught on it. Stop this crazy thing, he yelled to Rudy. I can't, Rudy yelled back. It's stuck. George couldn't escape. He went right through the crating machine and wound up in a box with a sprocket on his nose. Oh, no. Dozens of angry Spacely faces appeared on the screen before him. I think I know what the glitch is, Jetson, the Spaceleys roared. I'm looking at him. He's blaming him. They were having glitches before he got there. Now he's blaming him. Let's see what happens. Bruised and upset, George went home to rest. That night, once again, Rudy tried to convince George to leave. Those aren't accidents, he said. They are warnings. Well, I'm not leaving, said George. Someone's sneaking in and fouling things up. I'm going back to keep watch. That's just what George did. All right, whoever you are, he announced bravely in the dark factory, you've got George Jetson to deal with. George waited for someone to strike, but no one came, and soon he fell fast asleep. It was then that little creatures called grungies stole out from their hiding places and carried George away to their underground city. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're carrying him as he sleeps. Uh-oh. Luckily, Rudy decided to check up on George. When he found no sign of George at the plant, he rushed to the Jetsons' home and reported George's disappearance to Jane. I'll tell Elroy, she said, but Elroy wasn't in his room. Oh no, Jane shouted. Elroy's gone too. Come on, Astro, let's get Judy and her new boyfriend, Apollo. They'll help us find George and Elroy. So they're going to go find George and Elroy. The rescue squad finally found George and Elroy in the grungies' underground town. Elroy had made an important discovery. Spacely's mining operation has been destroying the grungies' homes, he announced. That's why they've been making the assembly line go crazy. Dad, you've got to shut down the factory. You want me to do what? He's like, you want me to do what? What? George roared. What about my job? No, no, no. He's like, I got a job. Okay, so let's continue reading and see what happens. So before George could say anything else, the ground began to shake. Dust and rocks fell all around. Now George understood what the plant was doing to the grungies' home. Someone started the assembly line again, George yelled. We've got to get out of here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now they understand. At last, everyone made their way safely up to the plant. Mr. Spacely was standing there. He had started the assembly line, and he had known all along about the grungies' homes. Wow, he knew all along. Wow. All you care about is money, George scolded. Judy's boyfriend Apollo said, Mr. Spacely, up here all different kinds of life forms work hard to get along. That's right, said George. If you let the grungies run the plant, they'll find a way to protect their home, and I'm sure they'll sell you sprockets at a fair price. And so a deal was struck, and the grungies even found a way to recycle old sprockets from Earth. Their asteroid would not have to be destroyed. This meant that George was out of a job. The Jetsons had to pack up once again and move back to their old home. They were sad to leave, and there were long farewells. As the Jetsons took off in their jet car and began their journey through space, Elroy pointed and shouted, Look, Dad, the grungies are on the roof of our apartment. The grungies had spelled out a message in big blinking lights. It said, Thanks, George. Aw. See? Thanks, George. Aw. The end of the story. The end. It says, meet on the back. Meet the Jetsons, everyone's favorite space-age family. When George Jetson gets a new job on a far-off asteroid, the entire family takes off on an intergalactic adventure, illustrated with beautiful full-color artwork from the film. Yep. Wow. Thank you, guys. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Yes. Jetsons on the move. I hope to encourage you guys to pick up a book on your own and read. Pick up a book and read it yourself. Read on your own, or read to your siblings. Read to your grandparents. Read to your parents. We all like to hear you read. So thank you so much for being here. Shout out to my mom, who's always here listening to me. Shout out to Victoria and Ellie, who are always sharing my videos, and all of you guys who are going to share my videos and who already has shared my video. Thank you. Don't forget to click the like button and click the share button, and go to YouTube, type in Audrey's Reading Area, and smash up, punch that subscribe button. Please subscribe. Trying to get some subscribers. All right. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again live tomorrow at 8 LIVE. Live at 8 tomorrow, you guys, and I will see you then. Welcome back tomorrow to Audrey's Reading Area. All right.